Bible, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and help you God. Okay.
May it please the court? Before you is Mr. Barino McCleary. He was sentenced in Lexington County on November 2nd of 2017. Indictment number 17 GS 32-02-993 for indecent exposure. He received a sentence of 3 years, suspended of 55 days, credit time served, and 3 years probation. Special condition, intensive supervision for 6 months. Sex offender counseling, cannot exercise supervision role over minor females other than his children, and random alcohol and drug testing. On February 16th of 2018 in Richland County, he was sentenced for indictment number 17 GS 40-04744 for indecent exposure. This sentence was 3 years, suspended to 3 years probation. Is to run concurrent with Lexington County charge. For warrant number warrants number W4520-0010 and W4520-0011, which both reads the same. There is probable cause to believe that the offender is the suspect in a case in Richland County where a male subject exposed himself to 3 teenagers inside of a restaurant. The incident occurred on February 10th of 2020. The offender was identified by agents from security footage inside the restaurant. The offender was at the time 3 payments behind on supervision fees. The arrears totals are $150, and such actions constitute violation of conditions 6, 7, 9, 10, and special conditions. On warrant number W4520-0028, the offender was arrested in Richland County, Georgia on August 21st of 2020 for public indecency. The offender was arrested again on September 4th of 2020 in Horry County and charged with driving under suspension and resisting arrest. The offender left the state without permission. Agent did not learn of the offender being out of the state until a rap sheet was ran that listed his arrest in Richland County, Georgia on August 21st of 2020. The offender failed to notify of the arrest in Richmond County, Georgia, and in Horry County. The offender failed to report to probation after being released from jail in Richmond County, Georgia, and after bonding out in Horry County. Such actions constitute violation of condition 1, 6, 8, and 10.
Okay.
In reference to the charge in Richland County, that case has been dismissed.
Okay.
Um,
I'm sorry. Is he being convicted of any of these charges?
as of right now, sir, no.
Okay.
He has also, I will state, since he's been back, he has been reporting to his supervising agent on time. He's paid monies, all of his monies, everything has been paid. No, once again, I'll reiterate, he did not plead guilty to any of the charges.
Okay. So his probation was extended?
No, sir. As a matter of fact, this probation case is actually expired. It's been expired since 2020. That's the expiration date, but the pending warrants was what kept the case from being disposed of.
But none of those warrants have been disposed of?
Correct.
Okay. You want to tell me anything?
Judge, if you consider what the probation agent has indicated, she indicates that Mr. McCleary is current with all of his fines and all of his payments. I would not and will not address the substance of the allegations that's been raised as we deny that he has violated any conditions of his probation. And Your Honor, we had a pretrial, and our position remains the same. Under the circumstances, this case should have terminated in 21, I believe. And the only allegations of violation of the probation are allegations that he did not make contact with the probation department here in Williamsburg County, which we have nobody in Williamsburg County now that I know of, and we certainly don't have them in this courtroom, that could even give you testimony concerning what he did or did not do. No firsthand information. And of course, we would, the information that's been read to you by the probation officer comes from I don't know where. But be that as it may, we would move to terminate the probation, or alternatively, schedule a 2 to 3 day hearing, whereby we could defend against the allegations that's been made by probation department.
Okay. I've terminated probation because it's already run any of these charges that he's been arrested on. He'll have to deal with those. If they're disposed of and if he's adjudicated guilty, then he'll be sentenced under those.
All right.
I don't have anything before me that any evidence that he's done any of this other than being arrested until he's convicted. Or we have a full hearing. I'm going to terminate.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
We're both going to terminate. Okay.
Your Honor, our next matter will be Jewel Baker. Sorry.
All right, I am ready.
Your Honor, to please the court, this is Miss Jewel Denise Baker. She's on supervision here in Sumter County for the offense of possession, at which time she received a sentence of 2 years upon service of 2 days of time served. The balance was suspended with 2 years of probation, concurrent on all her other offenses, which were also drug-related, possession of narcotics, scheduled B and C, Schedule 2. That was the second offense. She had two of those charges, Your Honor. As you can see, Your Honor, from the violation report, that there weren't any prior violations, and that's because Ms. Baker just stopped reporting. We issued a warrant for her arrest on December, which was a couple of months after she got sentenced. We issued a warrant for her arrest on December 28th of 2022. Ms. Baker stayed absconded up until I served a warrant on her January 16th of 2024. The violations on that warrant were, Your Honor, that Ms. Baker absconded supervision. At the time of the warrant, her whereabouts were unknown. She had also failed to contact her agent as instructed and refuses to comply with her probation. Ms. Baker also violated her financial obligation of paying fines and fees. She tested positive for THC, cocaine, benzos, and amphetamines, opiates, and morphine. That was on 10/25 of 2022. And she had also failed to attend and complete drug counseling, which was specifically ordered at the time of sentencing, which was on 10/11 of 2022. Ms. Baker was discovered absconded a couple of days before the service of the warrant in January. So Ms. Baker stayed absconded from December of 2022 until her arrest on January the 16th of 2024, Your Honor.
Ms. Timbers, does she admit or deny?
Your Honor, Ms. Baker admits that she has not been reporting. She tells me the reason why she didn't report it was she knew she's going to fail the drug test. She's, at the time, she was new to the Sumter area. She has a 3-year-old dog, miniature poodle, so she was afraid that if she reports, fails the drug test, she'll go to prison. Nobody will be there to take care of her dog. As Your Honor can see, it's clear that she was struggling with, or is continuing struggling with, her drug addiction. Before probation got caught up with her, she enrolled with Sumter treatment specialists, and if Your Honor allows me, I'll approach with a letter from Sumter treatment specialist. Here it is, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you.
So since August of last year, she has been dealing with her drug addiction. She's been drug tested, meeting with her counselor. She also has been working with him. He told me that she is a very reliable employee. He's actually the one that posted the bond for her. She is essential to his business. He really would like Your Honor to allow her to continue on probation. Your Honor, she was put on probation in order to do substance abuse counseling to help her deal with the drug addiction. She's clean today. She has been doing all those steps, even though she has not reported in the past to the probation. Since she bonded out in January, she has been reporting. I believe, she's doing great. So we would ask Your Honor to continue her on probation, maybe drug test her today. Just
I was gonna do that.
thank you, Your
I was
Honor.
gonna do that. That's the linchpin right now in her case. If she's clean today and doing these things, give her another chance.
Thank you.
Sounds
Was
good.
somebody here to drug test her this time? Do y'all have somebody?
I believe probation will drug test her.
We'll do that.
Can y'all do that?
But Your Honor, just one other thing, we did make an attempt to get her in the office. Matter of fact, I think some of the agents are here that went and attempted that warrant. I think Ms. Red, Mr. Miller, and Mr. Krim, and Ms. Burgess. We went to her house on October the 19th of 2023. When we went at night to make sure we tried to catch somebody there at the house. And when I say we knocked, and her dog barked, and we knocked, and nobody would come to the door, just to make the point that she's only here before you today because she got picked up by the city. If she had not gotten picked up by the city, she probably would still be absconded as of today.
And Your Honor, Ms. Baker is not denying that she knew she had to report. She was really afraid.
Well, if she stays clean, she doesn't stand being afraid of that.
That's right, Your Honor, and she's clean today.
And I'm not a drug addict, but I don't buy into the theory that it's a disease. I don't buy that. Okay? So y'all know. All right, ma'am, we'll stand aside on yours while you were tested and then come back for the result.
Ms. Baker, and it appears that she is positive for fentanyl, Your Honor.
Ms. Timmons, what did she say about that?
Your Honor, and I'll let Ms. Baker, I guess, say herself.
Ms. Baker?
Sir, the only thing I take is my prescribed methadone every day at Sumter Treatment Specialist. I haven't been using it since I bonded out. Since before I went to jail, sir.
Well, I'm not a chemist, but it comes back as positive for fentanyl, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, where'd that come from, Ms. Baker?
Sir, I promise I haven't been using it, I promise. I don't know if methadone could show it was that, I don't know.
I don't have anybody here today to tell me where fentanyl comes from, how long it stays in the body. What do we do, folks?
Please give me another chance. I've been doing so good.
If we could ask Your Honor to allow Ms. Baker to continue her on probation and drug test her every week. First drug test, full revocation.
I'll do that. And if she is not available or doesn't comply, then I want you to bring me the papers straight to me, and I'll retain jurisdiction on this, and I'll put her in prison.
Yes, sir, I promise I
Without any further hearing, ma'am. Only because I'm not a chemist and we don't have an expert here, I'll give you something of a benefit of the doubt. But when they try to test you again, you need to be, number one, available, make yourself available, and not the next day, then.
Yes, sir.
And if it's positive, it's not gonna be good.
Yes, sir, I understand.
All right, I'll do that, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Good luck.